All right, YouTube, Stocks by the Numbers, welcome back. Right now we're doing a quick update on STEM Inc., ticker symbol STEM, listed here on the New York Stock Exchange. Company, $6.26, up 64 cents today, roughly 11.5% move. This company, since the last time we looked at it, May 3rd, was right before earnings. And what did I say? I said, number one, we're in a descending wedge, so we're probably going to pop out. But also, it is about the revenue. The revenue is key for these small cap companies. And what happens? The company comes in, beats analyst expectations on the revenue side by almost 7.5%, posting about 4.7 million more than what they were anticipating. So the stock absolutely raged, went from 3 3/4 up to the high sixes, really. Now it's sitting here at about 623. It's right here at the top trend line of this long-term trumpet that we drew out. If you guys recall, we drew out this trumpet. We said that doesn't really tell us if the stock is going up or down. It's a little undecided, undetermined right now. And that's because it's gaining a lot of attraction. It's gaining traction and gaining a lot of attention. There you go. But also at the same time, now they're going to probably calm it down, right? You can probably have a potential breakout here, and it could try to double top up there at 666 and then justify the pullback back down below the trend line. But in my opinion, it's probably going to hug this top trend line or bounce off this fib and just kind of chill in here. And then we're going to have these earnings coming out August 9th around. And look at the estimates, 91.66 million. Now, this is period ending June of 23. So if we back it up, we come back here, period ending June of 22, you can see pretty robust quarter for the company, right? So this is going to be one of their better quarters. But now, revenue expectations are roughly 50% higher here at 90 plus million. So again, it seems like a little bit of a hill to climb, but if this company just hangs out, consolidates, tightens up here going into these earnings, it will potentially break out and run going into earnings. And then if they come in and post 95 million and they beat by several million on this expectation, then the stock is probably going to absolutely explode, and you may get back to this. Well, I mean, first stop, it's going to hit these fib levels. It's going to get to 7.5, 769 right here. But then, in my opinion, it's probably going to hit this top trend line here and probably get around maybe 9.5 inside of about the next month, potentially 6 weeks. Again, if the company posts good revenue here on this 91.66 million. Now, if they come in extremely light, they post 80 million, then yeah, the stock is going to completely crater down and potentially pull back into the threes here to this bottom trend line and go back to really where it started when we first initially looked at it. But overall, long term, I do like the company. But again, we're all about pricing and timing here. So if what I'm saying does come to fruition and it rejects and kind of bounces around here, you could potentially get this at this fib of 495 or maybe even a little bit higher, 515, 5.25, whatever. So if you can get this for roughly $1 cheaper than where it is now, I think it would be a phenomenal entry. If you recently bought at 6 and change, listen, don't beat yourself up, right? First of all, nobody's perfect. Nobody knows everything. Second of all, in the long term, if you recall, we did kind of agree that we all kind of like this company, right? So if you get in here at 6 instead of 5, you know what I mean? There are greater tragedies in life, right? And if we fast forward down the road, all of a sudden the stock's at 12.5, you're not going to say, well, yeah, look, I'm up over 100%, but I could have bought it at 5.25 instead of 6.25. It's just not going to be a big deal, In the short term, obviously, if you're trying to do some quick flips, some quick day trades, you're trying to be in and out. Yes, of course, if you bought at 6.5, obviously you took a little bit of a hit here down to the 5. So in the short term, you are dealing with that uncertainty and that volatility. But again, let's just go off the trend lines that we have drawn out. Looks like they're pretty definitive of where the stock is going. It's staying in this channel. And I do feel, in my opinion, that we could get it for roughly $1 cheaper. But this earnings right here is going to be key. So again, if this company posts 80 million and the stock tanks, you can't be surprised, right? Just because it's some sort of tech company, it doesn't mean it's going to go to the moon. But again, if these numbers come in healthy, in my opinion, we will break out of this trumpet and probably try to retest one of these fibs up here, the mid to high sevens, something like that. Switching over here to stock charts here, we can see again that the company hit the high here again to 666, and we do still have a little bit of room to grow. Again, top Bollinger Band on the daily 655. That's why I'm saying they could potentially like flash pop it up like another 5-6%, have it form the double top there, and then that'll help justify the pullback. But overall, in my opinion, I do think it's going to calm down. I do see the MACD crossing, but again, a lot of these companies do trade according to the technicals and according to the trend lines and the resistance levels. And again, you see this fib right here of 632, random truck going by, and that's basically where the stock rejected, and now it's sitting right around that top trend line of this long-term trumpet that we drew out. So that's why I feel, in my opinion, it may take a breather before it goes a little bit higher. And if we can get a pullback here to like this moving average of like 507, maybe like 510, 515 as time goes on, then obviously that will be a phenomenal entry. And of course, save you about, 16, 17% drop stress right there. RSI, as you see right here, when it hit 70, that's when the stock began to pull back. And right now, the RSI on the daily sitting at about 61.7. So again, we could potentially run up to about like the 6.5, 660 mark here in the next day or two, but only a matter of time before it begins to pull back and start selling off, my opinion anyway. Switching over here to the weekly, we can see the stock in the long term still has room to grow. RSI sitting only at about 47 1/3. But again, since May, I almost said March, since May, the stock has really been taken off. And again, it's all because of those revenue numbers, because they came in stronger than expected. So the stock has been absolutely tearing. Right here, it was a little unpredictable, inconsistent. Boom, now we have a nice healthy revenue quarter, so we have a nice run up. We're going to hang out, maybe pull back to this mid-fib there, 560, hang out. Next earnings coming out around August 9th or whatever the heck it was. Hopefully they beat. Boom, you're going to take the next leg higher. You're going to start running into your 7s, into your 8s, and potentially, again, we were looking at, what is this? Yeah, see, so this top trend line, if we extend this a little bit, you can see that right here at earnings, right? If we run up, you can see, right, like 950, 960. And if we switch back here, you can see on the weekly, the 50-day moving average, 953, right? So that's going to be like the main point that the stock is going to fight to get to. Again, if and only if this next quarter comes in above analyst expectations. But that, they are forecasting that the stock is potentially going to start rocking and rolling from this point. So again, overall, I do like STEM, but we did just have like a massive rally. So if you can get it, again, it's here at about 6 1/4. If you can get in potentially at 5 1/4, I think you're going to set yourself up nicely in the long term, or at least in the next couple of months moving forward. And again, if these earnings come out nicely, the stock is going to be off to the races. But just wanted to do a quick update on STEM, because I know it's a popular company a lot of people were looking at, and of course it was a huge winner for us. So yeah, just wanted to look at the chart real quick and give you guys my slant on what could potentially happen inside of about the next 4 to 6 weeks. But we'll keep an eye on STEM, and we'll see how it looks going into earnings, and then potentially try to do another quick update video when those numbers come out to try to determine where the stock is going to go. But I'm going to leave it there. So once again, Stocks by the Numbers, I want to thank you guys for stopping by. If you have any questions, comments, or concerns, drop them down in the comments section. I'm usually very quick to reply. Like the video, thumbs up, algorithm, share the video, helps me get more eyes on the channel. Handshake agreement, right? Subscribe to the channel, that's all I ask. I will update on STEM. If I have any short-term potential call-outs, I'll try to make a quick video, or I'll try to post it in the Discord for you guys. Again, Discord in the description if you guys want to come in, BS a little bit, talk about some trades, some investments, whatever. But moving forward, like I always say, I understand that markets are rocky and they're volatile and they're uncertain. So I want to wish everyone success. Hope everyone makes a couple of dollars. I want to thank you guys for stopping by, and I'll catch you in the next vid.